Can you maybe just give me like a top 3 takeaways from this book?
Well, you're right. It's very broad, and I would say it starts with those ABCs as real takeaways, and then the book is divided into kind of 3 sections. The first section is strategizing and planning using the ABCs.
Okay.
Then we move into drafting compelling copy. How does that look? How does that look? What do you need to do specifically coming from a nonprofit organization? How do we communicate that communicate our value and what we're doing in the community in terms of writing? And then the third part of the book is editing. How do we take our draft and move that into something more polished? So that's a whole nother thing. And I have a tool in the book called the editing checklist, which helps people, provide good feedback to their colleagues, or they can use it for themselves. If they're trying to edit their own work, where do I start? How do I kind of figure out where I need to go with my piece?
Yeah.
So it gives like a whole rundown of things to check for.
And don't you find also that I know as a writer that I tend to emotionally invest in the words I create, and when it comes time to edit, it's like giving away a part of me.
Exactly.
Deleting
yes.
a part of me.
That's right.
Part
That's
of your
right.
heart.
Yeah, sometimes you have to kind of leave your, what might be closest to your heart, you have to leave it on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be a little tough.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say
Yes.
about that, notice I talked about that as a separate entity from the drafting part of the book, because what I like to say that when you're in the writing mode, creative mode, that's where you start. That's your essence. You're putting your heart into it. And then when you become the editor, you have to kind of put on your editing hat, and you're a different person then. You have to look at it objectively and not let, my favorite phrases sneak in if they don't really help your piece. You have to kind of let that go.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, I know our producer Blake has a copy, a picture of your book, and I don't know if the one he has on it the badges that this one has that I'm holding. You've won some awards.
Yes.
Already?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, thank you. I was very excited about that. The book has won 2 awards in the paperback version and 1 award in the ebook version, electronic book. The book has won the Gold Award by Forward Reviews. It's a magazine that reviews new independently published books. So it won the Gold Award in its category, the writing category. And it also won the Silver Award in its category from the Independent Publishers Book, the Independent Publisher Book Award.
Okay.
It won the silver in its category for that. And then the ebook version won the gold in the ELIT award. It was the first year of the ELIT awards.
Okay. It's got to be real tough to win any award when you're writing a book about writing and it's going to be read by writers.
Yeah.
That's really tough. You've arrived when you can win an award in that. How about that?
Yeah,
so,
thank you.
Coming back a little more closer to home, what inspired you to write the book? Had to be something.
Oh yeah. Well, as I said, I've been working on the book for a long time in my whole professional career. But I have to say that as a child, I started as a child writer, and my dream as a child was that I was going to publish a book. So that's kind of one part of it. But the other part, that's kind of the personal part, and then the professional part was, I realized I've been working in this field for so long, I've learned so many things, I want to share them with many more people than I could ever meet in person. So that motivated me to put them all down and get them all out in a book and see where it goes.
Okay. Now we're at a Grant Professionals Association conference here, so obviously this book has implications to the grant writing community.
Yes.
But what I'm hearing here is it's maybe a broader audience. So who's your target reader here?
Well, going along with the broad idea, I would like to say that the book is good for anyone who is trying to make a difference to improve the world through some kind of social or environmental cause. And that's pretty broad, right? That's actually not only the nonprofit sector. That goes into the socially responsible businesses, that goes into government, that goes into, you know, a whole slew of people. So yes, it's for grant writers, but also anyone within our community who is finding themselves having to write anything. Could be a simple email, it could be all the way up to a book.
One of the things I've learned over the years of working with new writers is that nothing makes them happier in the moment than an example of what you teach they should do.
Yes.
Can we expect that? Do your readers find examples and inspiration?
Yes, definitely they do. And thank you for mentioning that it's really important to have examples in a book. When I was thinking about writing the book, I did some market research to see what people wanted to see in the book. And one of the things they kept saying was, I wouldn't read a book on writing if it didn't have examples.
Wow.
They really needed the examples. So I went out and I found over 500 examples to use in the book. Real life examples. Some of them come from my clients. Some of them come from my own published work. I used to be a journalist, so it comes from that. And some of it, I went on the internet and I found some really exemplary websites, and I took some text from those.
Okay. Wow. Well, you've done a lot of work. It only took 20 years. But Dalya Massachi, looks like you have a winner on your hands. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending time with us. And thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.